What would you say is the biggest single emotion gripping people today? Well, many would readily agree that it's fear. Interestingly, in 1982, the book You Can Live Forever in Paradise on Earth said this: fear is probably the biggest single emotion in people's lives today. And that comment by the faithful and discreet slave was based on Jesus' words in giving us a sign about the last days. You know that in addition to wars, earthquakes, food shortages, and epidemics, in Luke chapter 21 and verse 11, the Bible tells us that Jesus included fearful sights or terrifying events, as indicated in the study Bible. At Luke chapter 21 and verse 26, do you recall the emotion that Jesus said would overwhelm God's enemies as they look ahead in the near future to seeing the sign of the Son of Man? It would be fear. Jesus said people will become faint out of fear and expectation of the things coming upon the inhabited earth. Well, what about us as Jehovah's people? As a group, we are nowhere near being faint out of fear, nor will we be as things worsen as we approach the Great Tribulation. Why not? Simply put, it's because Jehovah has prepared us to remain calm when bad things happen in the world or in our personal lives. Think about one way Jehovah prepared us for the year 2020. It was by giving us, in the year 2019, the year text at Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 10. In our study of that year text last year, we were reminded that a key to not giving way to fear is to meditate on the three faith-building promises contained in Isaiah 41 verse 10. Look at it again, please, in examining the scriptures. Do you see the three promises? First, Jehovah will be with us. Second, He is our God. And third, He will help us. This morning, to illustrate the reliability of those three guarantees, we'll consider some delightful experiences. To begin, consider, please, the experience of a sister we'll call Anna, who is in prison for her faith. Anna's cellmate noticed that Anna was not able to reply to all the letters of encouragement that she was receiving. When this experience was compiled last November, do you know how many letters our sister had received? More than 1,700. So her cellmate, in a friendly way, offered to be Anna's secretary. According to Anna, this cellmate agreed that she would read each letter very carefully and then consult with Anna about how to respond. She became so good at the job that she even would respond to letters by herself. Well, Anna's circumstances in prison were not ideal. One day, a prison guard conducted an inspection of the cell and asked Anna to give him her Bible. She begged him not to take it away, but he did anyways. Anna started to cry. Then something unexpected happened. Surprisingly, Anna's other cellmates started making a lot of noise and began beating on the cell doors, demanding that the Bible be returned immediately to Anna. They told the guard, to Anna, the Bible is more important than food, because they had regularly seen her reading that Bible. Eventually, the guard returned the Bible to our sister. Later, Anna confronted another test in jail. Two of the prisoners in her cell were in jail for criminal activity, and they were singing gypsy songs one day about their criminal life. Even though our sister did not completely understand the language they were using, she suspected that their singing included some vulgar speech. Immediately, Anna prayed to Jehovah and asked that he correct the situation. And again, something unexpected happened. Suddenly, one of the gypsy women began singing one of our kingdom songs. Anna was shocked. She asked, "How do you know this song?" And then Anna joined her in finishing the song. As it turned out, This gypsy woman's mother had studied the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses, and during that time, her daughter, who's now in prison, had memorized the Kingdom Song. Anna said that this experience was proof that Jehovah responds very quickly to prayers and that he can even use non-witnesses to encourage his servants. Well, brothers and sisters, in thinking about the promise in Isaiah 41, verse 10, can there be any doubt that Jehovah is with Anna and with all of our imprisoned brothers and sisters at this time? Even when cut off from family and friends, Jehovah gives his servants his full affection and attention. A second experience received last July highlights the fact that Jehovah is our God, the second assurance in Isaiah 41:10. A brother we will call Peter reported this, and I quote, "During the first few months of imprisonment, I was placed in solitary confinement. I felt downhearted and began to dream of a shepherding visit. I thought about how good it would be to talk with two brothers in ties. I had heard that in some congregations, when someone received a shepherding visit, they would say after the fact, 'The ties came to visit me.' I too wanted such a visit. So I prayed, 'Jehovah, I understand that this is practically impossible now, but I want the ties to come visit me.'" Peter goes on to state, "After a short time, I received a letter with a card. The card was made in the form of a pink shirt with a yellow tie." You'll see it on the monitors. "In the cards," Peter said, "were the words from the song Shepherds, Gifts in Men," our song 103. Brothers and sisters, can you imagine how Peter felt at that moment? How did he view Jehovah? He continues, "This was the answer to my prayer, a real shepherding visit. This encouraged me more than I could have imagined. It was one of the best days during that difficult time. With tears, I thanked Jehovah for his support. I saw tangible evidence of Jehovah's care for my emotional needs. I will keep this card as a treasured memento." Well, do we see how Jehovah proved true to that second assurance? "I am your God." Jehovah answered Peter's need in an unexpected but very tender way. In discussing this part of Isaiah 41, verse 10, the Watchtower acknowledged that now, more than ever, we need to remember who is in control. People around us are in fear because so many things seem out of control. And while we're affected by the same problems that affect other people, we know, based on Jehovah's assurances, that there's no need for us to be afraid. The problems people face today are like the strong winds that might rock an airplane during flight. Some passengers naturally panic. But why do we remain calm? Because we know who our pilot is. It is Jehovah, our God. Let's consider one more experience that connects well with Isaiah 41:10, where Jehovah says, "I will help you." In Illinois, we have a dear anointed sister by the name of Antonia, who is 90 years old. She's homebound and does not have a mobile device nor access to the internet. Due to the pandemic, she was very nervous about being home alone last week for the memorial. So how did Jehovah help Antonia? The congregation worked out a plan so that she could observe the memorial with another sister present without risking their health. Patty, a close friend, offered to assist Antonia if it would be safe to do so. So a doctor was consulted, and he provided detailed instructions that would keep both sisters safe, which included the use of gloves, masks, and sanitizing the plate and the cup that would be used for the emblems. When the plan was presented to our sister Antonia, she was asked if she would like Patty to assist. She replied, "With all my heart." So our two sisters listened together to the memorial talk last week. Antonia partook of the emblems with tears in her eyes. With heartfelt emotion, she said, "I pray to Jehovah to help me stay worthy and faithful." Brothers and sisters, these true-to-life experiences are heartwarming, aren't they? And what Jehovah has done for Anna, Peter, and Antonia proves what the Watchtower said. And I quote, "No force in the universe can make Jehovah abandon his love for those who serve him. His loyalty to us is unshakable." Well, would you like to strengthen your confidence in Jehovah, our God and our Father? Today, why not meditate deeply on Isaiah 41:10? If possible, commit those verses to memory. And let's keep working to get to know Jehovah better by regularly reading the Bible carefully and meditating on what we read. Then, as we face trials together, we'll move ahead with full confidence that Jehovah is with us. We'll do so with faith, not fear.